You're right, Lele.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, I know. So basically, all I want you to know, yeah, is God's been communicating with you about me over the years. He might have been revealing certain dreams to you. I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay, continue.
What my point is, yeah, is if you can think something in your head that you don't know and you don't know where it's come from, you have to accept that as a sign.
Yeah.
And obviously, I don't really want to put reminders out there, but I just want you to just think about it. You get me? So, what did you think was mad about that interview?
So basically, that doctor, he already knew what he was going to say to you before you entered that room. He had already made his decision in his head. He wants you to have injections. Yeah?
Yeah.
So basically, when you went in for that interview, he asked you what tablets you were on. Yeah?
Yeah.
You told him, he said he wanted to see them. First you said you didn't have them, then you said actually you've got some on you. When you told him that you had them, then he was no longer interested in seeing them.
Yeah.
Then his argument changed to the dosage. He wasn't happy with the dosage that you were having. He decides that you're not taking enough dosage, and he thinks that when you're taking that amount, you're taking it when you feel like it, not every day, so it's not doing anything for you. So therefore, you should have the injections.
Yeah.
So no matter what you said to that man already had planned to tell you about the injections before you entered that room. He wanted you to take the injections. He had discussed it with somebody else before you even went to that appointment. They'd had a meeting, they'd had an agreement, and they decided that that's what you should do, change your medication. So when you stepped in there, it didn't matter what you had on you. Because he's like, prescribed them for you. Where did you get them from? Well, somebody must have prescribed them for you. But anybody who prescribed anything for you, it would be on the computer. And he should have looked on the computer before speaking to you. So you would know exactly where those tablets came from.
Yeah.
You understand?
So you can see how much work's not being put into my case.
Say that again?
So you can see how much work's not being put into my case.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's asking you questions you should know the answer to.
And what I'm basically saying, yeah.
You should have been on that computer when you walked through the door.
So how did you figure that out then, basically, that he had that statement planned all along?
He asked you for the tablets.
Yeah.
You said you didn't have them, then you said you had them. When you told them that you had them, then you didn't want to see them no more. He no longer wanted to see them.
So he was hoping that I never had them, innit?
Yeah, he was hoping you didn't have them on you. Then, he decides to tell you that, well, that dosage you're taking isn't doing anything. And you're not taking it every day. You need to be taking this amount of dosage every day. So I think the way forward is the injection.
So hold on a second, yeah. So what did you think of, yeah, when I was challenging him, yeah, about the injection, yeah, in saying, yeah, that even though you're talking about the injection, even though you're talking about the medication, what difference, yeah, do you see it making in the future that you're not seeing today?
So wasn't that the part where you said I don't understand English?
That's what I was saying to them, that they don't understand English because I was asking Keisha for the translation.
Right. So, if he's a doctor, how come he doesn't understand it? How is he going to tell you what medication to take and what medication not to take if he doesn't even understand English?
And then how about you when I was asking the doctor a question? And
It's only because it flipped to YouTube, because I was watching it on my phone first, and then for some reason it went onto YouTube, so it started from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was nearly at the end then, so I had to listen to it all over again from the beginning. So then the second time I listened to it, then I heard when he said, I don't understand English. And I thought, in front of order, telling me what medication he has if you don't freaking understand English. If you don't understand English, how did you read the book and decide what be on and what medication you should be on if you don't understand English.
You know what was funny, yeah? How about when I went to speak to the other doctor, yeah? And then I spoke to her, she said she didn't hear me. And then I turned back to the doctor and I said, why are you people not listening to me? I thought it was the patient.
Right, because they don't listen to the patient. That's the answer to that.
Yeah, man. But do you think so basically now, don't you think of exercising some serious skill on these people? Because you know what's funny? I ain't on no medication at all. And then they said, yeah, I hope next time I see you, you're as well as today. So I said to them, so I said, so you do admit that I'm well. And then he never said anything.
He didn't want to admit it. He refused to admit it.
Because he knows, yeah, that if he tells me, yeah, that I'm unwell. He knows if he tells me that I'm well and he knows deep down I'm not taking no medication. You get me? He knows that I'm not taking no medication at all. So the last thing he wants to do is say that you're well because he's making me know you're doing just fine without medication.
Yeah. He knows exactly what he's playing at. He knows exactly what he's saying. And he understands English fully as well.
I'm saying to you, yeah, to me, yeah, that was a meeting with Satan. Them two doctors, yeah, was like me having a meeting with Satan. When they're asking me them questions, they want to know how far gone I am.
Yeah.
So by the time... Because you see what the truth is, yeah, Lulu? Remember when Jesus said, yeah, he is one with God, and obviously all that stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, yeah, because Satan knew, yeah, that Jesus knows all things, yeah, Satan couldn't really present himself in front of with his disciples, you get me? Because Jesus, yeah, would always know when Satan was in them, you get me? And he rebuked them a few times, you get me? And he made them know someone's going to betray them, you get me?
Mm-hmm.
So now Satan was forced to show his real appearance to Jesus Christ, you get me?
Yeah.
So my situation is, yeah, I know Jesus Christ. I know God. I know where they are. So my situation is, if I know that I'm the only person alive, why would I be wasting my time preaching to you or the doctor if only I am alive? So why would I be preaching myself to myself?
For real.
So the situation is now, Nikisha's assessment of that conversation, yeah, is me and the doctor here was having a mental conversation and we was passing words and the jokes was between me and the doctor. And I'm
challenging each other.
That's what I'm saying to you, you get me? So at the end of the day, yeah, he was upset, yeah, that I got to answer his questions, yeah, without the answers that he wants. And then he tried to make a statement. I said something in the middle, and then he repeated himself. And then when I challenged him, yeah, to tell me, yeah, what did you say in the beginning, yeah, from the end that he never said in the first place? And then if you said nothing different, can you please answer me what I said in the middle? And then he tried to ask Nikisha for a translation again.
But that was his way of getting out of the conversation.
And this is what I'm trying to explain to you. These people, yeah, go around the circles, and I'm very good, yeah, at reminding people that that's a red light, that's a giveaway, and the light's about to change, so it's time to go. You see, yeah, you see the situation that I'm in right now. My situation is, yeah, I'm very happy, yeah, to sit there in peace and watch the demons live. Because anytime I speak, it's to break the peace and to hurt the peace, which is glorifying God. And right now, we don't want to hear that right now. It's not about God at the moment. It's about me. It's about you. Yeah? That's it. We need to make some money. Yeah? We need to pay our bills. We need to stay out of trouble. We need to rob something. We need to kill something. That's what's going on right now. So, by the time I'm saying my thing, I've destroyed everyone. Because right now, you know what I'm saying to you? Last thing people need you is to walk around here with their conscience on guard. Hello? My situation is, yeah, Because I'm a good person, I can see the point of the benefits of God. But if you're a bad person, you're not going to see the benefits of God, you know.
Yeah.
And if you're a guilty person and you don't feel confident, yeah, to praise God and to repent, and I don't care what God it goes to, I'm going to repent regardless. You're not gonna feel like confident having a relationship with God because you're beginning your faith, yeah, in weakness. Now, when I accepted Jesus Christ in my life, I felt a tingle. I felt something. I don't understand, yeah, how people are accepting Jesus Christ in their life, getting baptized, and nothing's happening.
Because they weren't ready to be baptized, that's why.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
You have to be ready.
I don't know what to say. You see, I was not prepared to get baptized in no way at all. I just knew that I wanted to get baptized, yeah, and just read about Jesus Christ and see where I go from there. But my church forced me, yeah, to go through a certain trial, yeah. So I had to start going there, yeah, for certain. I had to go there, yeah, to learn like commandments and all these church traditions and all these acceptations and obviously all these agreements. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? I know that I'm a member of my church. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
But all I'm saying to you, yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on. What's going on there, man? He just needs to message me. Yeah, so all I'm saying to you, yeah, Lulu. These people have persecuted me and given me a mental health for no reason, and it's all in vain.
They do that all the time. They do that all the time.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to explain to you, yeah, is I'm supposed to be sectioned right now. I was supposed to be sectioned twice this year. I've been arrested. I was supposed to use God as an excuse and be sectioned. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? But I had to break that cycle.
You have to break that cycle.
I had to face that fear and just understand, yeah, that I've put so much effort, yeah, into all of this shit, yeah. I have to just say Cordell and, you know, remember that God's still in control. So, what I'm saying is, I said to the doctor, do you remember when you said to me, yeah, I always like to think I can do what I want and break the law and just use God as an excuse and come to hospital. You said that's not going to work forever. Well, I ain't interested in that and I ain't tried none of that. And I've been arrested twice and I said Cordell Bailey, not God, and not been sectioned. By the way, I want to say how fantastic this doctor is. Because when these nurses tried to force me to get sectioned, she said, no, that's not right. I'm in contact with him.
Okay.
Do you remember that part?
No, I didn't remember that piece about trying to be sectioned now.
Yeah, because obviously, yeah, the police said, yeah, that they wronged the doctor, innit? Did you hear him say that?
Yeah.
So before the police, yeah, have come to arrest me, they've said to the police, yeah, they've wronged the doctor and said, do you think, yeah, we should arrest Cordell? Why would you be asking the doctor if you think we should be arresting Cordell? You don't go to anyone that's getting arrested, you speak to your constable, you pick them up, you don't start ringing their GP.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on, you know. People are violating me.
But I don't understand why they took it on themselves to contact that man anyway. Why did they take it on themselves to contact on your behalf?
Did you hear when I said in a meeting, do you realise how privileged I am? I'm in a meeting with 2 doctors on lockdown with no appointment.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yeah.
They were sitting there stupid as fuck, yeah, acting like it was normal. I was explaining to them, yeah, that I'm here because of me.
You could have just come without an appointment, and you see they didn't want to hear that.
That's what I was saying to them. I said to them, my phone's not working. If I see a letter on my phone call, I'm showing up like, I can't just... Yeah?
And then they started to, no, and start making excuses.
Well, they're the people, yeah, that's making me not need to make contact because I don't understand why I need to sit around waiting for phone calls or why I need to sit around, yeah, waiting for letters. And then when I was saying to them, yeah, that I need support, yeah, they're talking about, how we need to deal with 800 people. Well, discharge me permanently and clear my name then? And delete me off the records?
That's not going to happen. Alright, I'll tell you why that's not going to happen. Basically, when anything's gone wrong in the past, what they've done is, instead of you going and spending time, what they've done is they've sectioned you instead. So now the police think that you owe them something. You understand? So the police ain't going to let the hospital let you just don't do time and not take tablets. It's either or either. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that meeting today, the police also knew what was going to be said in that meeting. The police also knew about them saying about the injections. Yeah?
Yeah.
He knew what the doctor was going to say.
So you reckon they was trying to make an agreement with me without me realising?
Yeah. That's exactly it. And then the problem was you challenged them. And that's why they don't want you just walking up in there without an appointment, because they want to be prepared if you're going to challenge them again. Because they didn't expect to be challenged. They just thought, yeah, he's just going to agree to what I say. But it didn't go as smooth as they thought. So no, they don't want next time you just walking down there. They want to be prepared and ready for you, because they want to hear what the police has got to say, what the manager's got to say, and what everybody else has to say on that matter.
Why am I being dealt with like I'm a real serious person and that? I don't get it.
Because they can't manage you.
What do you mean they can't manage me, or am I? I don't get it. Everyone gets sent.
They can't control you. And basically, you see, most people, whatever they tell them to do, they do it. You challenge them. You challenge them in a way that they're left with no choice but to just say, all right then, what do you want to happen?
I can't have that much power. I can't have that much power over them like that.
Yeah, you do. Because they're in a situation where they don't know what to do with you. Look how much stuff you do and they still don't do nothing.
Well, what do I do? You mean the PC 1991 undercover?
That's 100 other things. That's 100 other things.
What, like tax and shops?
You do them and you don't care.
Obviously, we've got a free will, man. What happened to that?
And then the problem is as well, when you do that now, right, what happens is, in a situation where, okay, how do we treat this? Where do we go forward? How do we resolve this issue? And the joke is they can't resolve it.
Can I read you a letter here that I want to read in court?
Are you going to be allowed to read it in court?
I want to give it to my solicitor. If my solicitor refuses, to read it, then that just shows me that there's no need for me to go to court. And then I feel like I can say, because my solicitor refused to go to court, I felt like I shouldn't go to court because there was no one there to defend me. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yeah.
So, hold on. This is what the letter says now. I am very annoyed. What happened? Why am I in this situation? Why am I always before your eyes and never noticed? How many times have I came here? How many times have I said I am here? How many times have I asked, can you see me? I am here. I am there. Where am I not? I'm Her Majesty's servant. I am His Majesty's servant and host. I honour the wisdom of the Queen alone, not her riches. I respect Her Majesty's Lord, not her servants. I respect Her Majesty's friends, my Jews, not her workers. I am so confused why I'm always in this situation when I made the day, and I am the one that's made myself clear as day. The darkness that can reach your thoughts, the daytime won't make a difference. All things will change round me, even if it doesn't round you. My faith and my words will change any situation round me, round you. You didn't listen today. My word will visit you. When you go against my words, I will visit you. When you forget my words, I will remind you. When you lie to yourself, I will remind you of the truth. When you tell me something I don't know, remind me of the beginning. When I ask you something you don't remember, I'm just reminding you. I am alive. Nothing is known, only known by me. Cordar Bailey, aka the Lord's host, aka the Lord's servant, aka the Lord's runner, aka the Lord's slave, aka the Lord's foolish one, aka NHS's finest, aka PC 1991 undercover, aka the Lord's favourite sinner, aka the Lord's best goyim in the world, the Jews begotten, our king that doesn't want the crown, just the word of God to prosper. The United Kingdom is with the kingdom above. Not everyone is keeping up with history. Hello, it's Mr. Nobody Relaxing Famous. I am. The list goes on. I come in every name. Anyone that refuses to believe. Just answer these questions. Do you know who I am? Yes. Who me? Who's me? I am her. I am me. Just checking. So basically, as I am, so are you. If I don't ask you who you are, because I know. Because I know. Who are you talking to about who am I? If you treat me how I treat you, why am I under questioning and not sitting with you judging? I am as the foolish, but I have still seeked truth, and now have honour from our dreadful Father that dwells above and controls all things, even what makes us fear.
They're not going to read it, Corda. You hear me?
Is it too long?
It's too long, and the judge is going to say he's not going to listen to it.
Oh, well, I'm very good with words anyway.
Basically, they don't want you to speak. They don't want it, because obviously the doctor's going to say what he's going to say, back. So they're not going to give you a chance to speak.
Well, I'm not going to be saying my name because there's no need to say my name and there's no need to plead a case, whether I'm guilty or innocent. Because if they say, as soon as they say to me, what's your name? If I tell them one word, I will say blasphemy. What's your name? Blasphemy. What do you mean your name? Blasphemy. The first 10 commandments. Thou shalt not use the Lord God's name in vain. I know how to keep it very short and sweet, And at the end of the day, if I say these things, this is in the house of God, the courts, and the house of judgment. So, I don't understand. Because I'm always scared to go in court, like I'm supposed to fear a higher judgment than God. That's not making sense, These people need to understand, that I honor you and acknowledge that you're in the seat of my Father. So I need to speak to you as your son, because you're in the position of my Father. There's only one that can judge.
You're going to challenge the judge.
I'm not going to challenge the judge. I'm going to honor him. I'm telling you that you're sitting in the seat of my Father.
He's going to feel challenged.
No, man. That's not my fault, because at the end of the day, I'm honoring you. I've just said I honor you. You're sitting in the seat of my Father. There's nothing.
Not going to accept it.
Well, all I'm saying to you is that my name is blasphemy. And I cannot lie to you. That's it. And if I said to you that I honor you like my father, then I'm going to speak to you the same. All they need to do is tell me to walk out the courts and then I'm happy. That's all they need to do, I don't want to have to tell you, Judge, that I am God. I don't want to have to ask you to go on the oath. I don't want to ask you to put me on the oath. All I want you to know is that I'm one of the people in the whole wide world that's allowed to use their free will without stepping through this door. That's it.
Well, if the judge feels, alright, suppose you say that and you've got a miserable judge that's got up at the wrong side of the bed that morning, they're going to section you.
Yeah, but all I'm saying to you, is that that's all they can basically do. But all I'm saying to you is how can I tell the truth without dishonouring anyone? And trying to put myself in a seat of authority, because that's what I want to avoid. That's why I had the conversation with the doctor, how I did. Now, if I'm not welcome, yeah, to honour the judge as my father and acknowledge him, yeah, that he's been put in power as the judge, and he is using the wisdom of the Lord with all the judges around him and leaning on the Lord's understanding for Her Majesty who believes in the Lord. Why can't I say clearly that I honour you, yeah, as my Father who's in heaven? And then why can't I even say, can we quickly say the Lord's Prayer? I don't understand. Now, all I'm saying to you is I know that this sounds very stupid and very foolish. And they might just say to me, take him down to the sun. Because I think he needs time to think. Yeah, because they're going to say, I think he needs time to think. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? But at the same time, yeah, they're already familiar with my case. And I've never done that in court before. So if I say to them, this is the third time here that I've been to court, and I don't want to come here again without making these facts very clear. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? Now, my solicitor, yeah, I would tell my solicitor here that you can go to court here by yourself and read this. Or I can go by myself and read this. Or you can tell the court here that you refuse to stand up for me, and because I can't find a solicitor, I can't go. I've sent this letter here I've emailed Boris this letter, and I've emailed the justice team this letter. And I've emailed my solicitor. So when I go to court here, I want to say if you don't read this letter here, and obviously I end up in prison here, these people will understand you that I've already sent this letter. And I've already spoke to Boris. Not personally, but I sent an email. And obviously, I've got Buckingham Palace's email address. Buckingham Palace address. It says here that the Queen here doesn't like people emailing her. She's a woman of old. And she likes people writing her. Now, I've got this next thing here that explains to me how to specifically address the Queen. If you want her to look at that writing and say, yeah, this is with respect. So if I start writing this letter here with what I want to say, the Queen will look at this and say, yo, is this person stupid? I don't even think they know who I am. So I've got to learn, yeah, all the Queen's statements and all her honours. And once you read that, you know what I mean? Then she will waste her time here seeing what I've got to say.
No, I don't know about the Queen, you know. She does her own thing, you know. She does her own thing, she doesn't really...
No, listen to what I'm saying to you. When I've done research online, it said, yeah, Buckingham Palace's address, and then it's giving you instructions here how to communicate with the Queen. That's what I was explaining. So even if she don't read a letter, they're still advertising online that she does. So you can either accept that as an opportunity for something that you've seen, or have a negative attitude and feel like someone here that will never be noticed.
I don't know.
So basically...
When it comes to the Queen, it's a hard one, you know, because if you get a response, it won't be in time.
You know, you need to realise, I don't need a response here for this court, yeah? But I need the Queen here to know, yeah, that the Lord's servant here is in the wilderness, G. And she needs to understand, yeah? Huh?
The Queen personally might not be the one who reads it.
Do you know what you need to realise? It's God's decision. But if I don't give God an opportunity, no one's got a decision.
Yeah.
It's all about giving God an opportunity to help you, yeah? So if you sit in your house here and say, yo, I want £100, well, all God can do, yeah, is direct you, yeah, to someone that maybe will trigger in your head. Maybe they can borrow it me. And then by the time you've got that £100, yeah, you're not even realising that God gave you that idea. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yeah.
So all I'm saying to you, yeah, is you can say, yeah, I can't make it to the shop. I ain't got the strength. But you see, when you try, by the time you get home, yeah, you didn't even realise how fast you was.
For real.
At the end of the day, yeah, no one knows my Father's works because obviously it's silent. And if no one can interpret the silence, then we can't interpret the Father's works. You know why? Because someone like me, yeah, is going to step in place, yeah, and say that I'm called and I did that and it's my idea. And then what to do? I've got the glory of God. And it's all in vain because no one acknowledges the first 10 commandments. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but these people are where they want to be in life already.
This is why I stopped the preaching now. This is why I stopped the explaining now. Because I've got to a place here where I realise only I am alive and these people can only think what I tell them. And if they ask me a question and I think and tell them, then I've already lost my agenda and I've already lost the battle because I've walked away here from my point to start going into yours.
You know what we need? We need a black judge. We need a black man in power. So when stuff are happening, you can explain to someone who understands. These people don't understand and they don't care.
All I'm saying to you, yeah. All I'm saying to you. Listen to what I'm saying to you, Lulu. All I'm saying to you is when everybody decides to wake up here and say, I will judge my own situation and I won't go anywhere to allow anyone to judge my situation, then judgment can't reach you and you're not going to reach to judgment until the person here that's got a problem with you deals with it themselves. Huh?
Okay, I hear that.
Nah, people need to stop looking for the person in power and start looking in the mirror and saying, I am in control. You see what's going on in this conversation right now? I've learned, yeah, the skill of saying everything that goes in my favour and my favour alone. And when people start saying what goes in their favour and what they start recommending to me, I start reminding them, yeah, that they're not in my shoes, you know. But I do like that thought and I do agree and it does sound good. But what I want you to tell me, yeah, is if you was in my situation, how you would benefit because you got so much recommendations right now. And by the time they have to think about that, reality starts hitting them, yeah, that I'm taking a piss. I've used all my skills, all my sarcasm, all my wisdom for no reason. Because all these people...
It's not for no reason.
Now my situation is, yeah, these people... I'm trying to explain to you, yeah. People don't understand how lucky they are, yeah, when I waste my time, yeah, speaking to them, showing them my songs. Because I'm trying to explain to you, yeah, that if the right person was around me, yeah, they would be way ahead of me right now, you know. All I'm saying to you, yeah, is right now, I never when I went to speak to the doctor, I wanted to say to him that, yo, for me believing that I was God, for me believing that I was PC91, I want to start believing that I'm a doctor for a second. How come you've never turned around to say to me, yeah, Corda, tell me everything, and then after you tell me everything, what do you want to achieve? And then after you tell me what you want to achieve, and you told me what you want everybody to know, what do you then want them to achieve? Because at the end of the day, yeah, I've not answered that question, even to myself. As far as I'm concerned, I want to walk around saving people, waking people up, knowing, yeah, that they're the answer to their dreams and everything they see in other people, yeah, they just see it in their self. But because they can't see their face, they're mistaking it for someone else. But if you make yourself one, yeah, with who I am, you would understand, yeah, that the best thing you see in other people is just because you're not constantly walking with a mirror in front of your face. And what the situation is, yeah, that basically, I just want to have a great name in heaven, you get me? But I don't want a better name than Jesus Christ, because if I go wrong in my life, I need someone to be able to speak for me. And that's why I want to have a little great name here, so if I do get rejected that day, all the people that I might have saved can remind Jesus and remind God that day that bad man tried. So, it already says in the Bible, yeah, that you're not saved by your works, but you're saved by grace. So now I feel like my whole life, yeah, I've done everything good, yeah, in vain. But one thing I can say, yeah, that I know, yeah, that I can say, I did that in the scripture. I did that in the scripture. I had that come to pass. I fulfilled that prophecy. Because it says there that if you can't compare your life, yeah, to the scriptures, then you're not righteous. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yeah.
And my situation is, yeah, I've completed, yeah, my trial of the mental illness. So that means, yeah, every mad thing, yeah, that I believe, yeah, is reasonable. And what I see the government doing as a role model. I've done that. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? And walked away, yeah, very happy, and sent police away from my door, and chucked Scooby snacks out the window, and everybody's gone home. Now, I don't know Whagwan with that, you get me, but I have to acknowledge, yeah, what's happened. And then the other day, I was chilling with my friend, yeah, and I changed the weather, yeah, by my mood, and then the rain never dropped on my car. And then when I said, yo, what's going on, is this taking a piss, I'm going to take a picture. Then the car, yeah, started getting showered on. So I'm trying to explain to you, yeah, I'm being forced, yeah, to have reality checks. And I can tell you, yeah, that I was in ACOX screen, and then the birds, yeah, followed me from ACOX screen to West Brom and started chilling, yeah, on top of the lampposts and that, facing directions that I was going, yeah, and looking at me. And my friend was with me. And I'm trying to explain to you that the weather, like, when I was thinking bad things and all that stuff, the weather was changing. And then I started seeing lightning, yeah, when I started disagreeing with God. And then I started hearing thunder when I agreed with God. And all these things there was happening too coincidentally with my moods. And with my mental illness as well. For me to read into that situation too deep. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? Because it just looked like, yeah, that, you know, if it's nothing to do with God, then what happened if my thoughts here was matching nature? Because even if God doesn't exist, we can still be one with nature.
For real.
Because I'm trying to explain to you, yeah, if we're vibration, and then our energy, yeah, is completely always on the floor, trying to explain to you. I don't want to go too far in with this, because I haven't really thought about it. But this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Lots of people just start talking about things, and by the time, yeah, they explain it and they get pulled up on it, it's just mad. But I'm just not happy with this situation, you get me?
Yeah. I hope you can resolve it and come to some conclusion.
I've come to my conclusion. I don't need to talk to myself anymore. Do you know what I mean? I just need to understand, yeah, that my mission's complete. I know that I'm God. I don't need to preach. If I'm reading you my CV and I'm telling you everything about me, and I'm telling you that I wrote it, trying to explain to you that, imagine, yeah, I'm going to tell you something special now. But the way we overcome the good is knowing better. And the way we overcome the wicked is them knowing no better. That's the stage that I'm in.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Have you heard that before?
No.
And that's what I'm trying to explain to you, man. What I'm saying to you, yeah, is I'm thinking how else I can explain it. You get me? So the situation is, if I helped you yesterday, and then I come to you now, you've got your last pound. I'm coming to you saying, I need that pound, I need that pound, I'm crying about that pound. You're crying inside, you get me? This is your last pound, but you don't want to tell me that. So, you're saying, no, I can't give you the pound, I can't give you the pound. I'm crying, I'm crying. I'm saying this about you, I'm saying that about you. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? You know, you're just trying to say, yeah, anything, yeah, to comfort the situation. And then I've turned around and said to you, all these 10 things, yeah, that I've done for you, you get me? Knowing, yeah, that it's already killing you, yeah, saying no for that pound. Just because I've mentioned all the good that I've done for you. That's made you feel bad and do bad by yourself to do good by me out of guilt because I done good by you. Can you see where I'm coming from? It's very far-fetched, but if you can compare it to your own scenario, you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm coming from? And this is a situation that every righteous person is facing the wicked that speaks righteous to the unrighteous.
Well, the way I see Corda, see the way how this world's going, everybody's got to believe something, and everybody's got to follow something. And what you're going to believe and what you're going to follow, it's within. It's got to come from within. Start to you. Yeah?
Yeah.
From you can feel something and you feel that is right, then go with it. When you pray, I don't believe in praying and asking for money and stuff like that. I believe in praying and asking for knowledge and guidance. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because knowledge and guidance, that's what's going to get you through everything. Wisdom and knowledge is what everybody needs.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen to what I'm saying to you. You see what you're saying, yeah?
If you have wisdom and knowledge, everything else comes second. Because wisdom and knowledge will give you everything.
Yeah, but listen to what I'm saying to you. I can teach faster lessons now. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. You said you could teach faster lessons.
So the situation is, yeah, even if you know nothing at all in the world, if you know yourself and you know the words that you speak and you concentrate on them words and you speak them words alone, no one can come against you because words are the most powerful weapon in the world, and then writing with dates and history and people enforce that power. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, yeah, words have more power than the writing because while I'm speaking, you tell me to hold on. You're flicking through the paper, you said something. I'm speaking. Now you're flicking through the paper again. I'm speaking. Now you're flicking through the paper again. So people need to understand that words are more powerful than the law. I shouldn't even be teaching these holy things because these are my special skills, because this is what I've requested. But I still want to give people an opportunity to understand why I'm more successful than anyone in the world, and I'm still waiting to get killed. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? I'm writing my book so people can catch up, because right now I ain't serving nobody a purpose. And I don't want to serve myself a purpose, yeah, that I know I'm serving sin. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's just the situation.
It's a lot to just think about, isn't it?
My situation is, yeah, that I told somebody the other day, yeah, that, yo, the way I feel right now, yeah, it's like I'm Judas, you get me? You know, I've tried to commit suicide, yeah, for betraying God and betraying Jesus, and, you know, I've killed myself to say, yo, Judas, you're official still. It's not rare that the man just killed themselves just because of what they think in their head. You loyal still. What we're going to do with you now, we're going to send you back into the wilderness, yeah, by yourself, yeah, on this Jesus thing. What you killed yourself for. Yeah, what to do? Look around heaven. Go back to earth, yeah, and send and deal with our people, yeah, and send that message. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? So by the time I'm feeling like, yo, I want to kill myself, they're going to be like, yo, Duppy Judas, Whagwan there, bro. And I don't need to feel like any of that because I am who I am. But the way I feel, yeah, like one day I want to believe, one day I want to be called out, one day I want to believe. It's just not fair on me. Because I never asked for any of this. I didn't ask to be in this existence. The person that brought me into this existence, yeah, it might be my fault why is a gun, yeah? But Whagwan for that then? How come I've never got to meet my father or never got to see a picture of him? So I can feel like, yo, do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? Because my father, yeah, has no face. God has no face. So I'm trying to explain to you, yeah, that everyone's life's a testimony. I ain't even in Jesus' situation. If Jesus never grew up with common sense, yeah, who would think that even Joseph was his father then? Jesus got a better upbringing than me. According to the scriptures, I'm still grateful with my life, and I had a wonderful beginning before I was on earth. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yeah.
I want to change the subject. I feel like I know where heaven is, you know.
Where is it?
Basically, yeah, I've always known this, you get me, but the interpretation, yeah, has always been a little bit hard, yeah? So, I believe, yeah, that heaven, yeah, is entering, yeah, the open door where God's wisdom is. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? So, this scripture basically is, I am the open door that no man can close, yeah? So, how we break that down, yeah, is if everybody's in the box and everyone gets wound up, Jack in the box pops out, they get slapped back in. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yeah.
So now what we're saying is, yeah, I don't want you to get wound up in your box. I just want you to know that I am the open door that no man can close. So even though you're getting wound up and you're popping out that box and you get slapped back in, I just want you to know that I'm the open door at that box. You don't need to feel like you need to pop out a box getting mad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Now, we're going to take it further now. So, when you realise that I am the open door here that no man can close, yeah? You have to see yourself in this box. And then you need to see your open door. And it is, yeah, a thought of freedom and wisdom and light and fear and darkness at the same time. What this basically means, yeah, is basically only your thoughts can go through there. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? So by the time, yeah, you're entering, yeah, your thoughts of freedom, yeah? So that means you could say, it's okay that I smoke here. It's okay to tell that person to shut up. It's okay if I smash that now. But what's happening here, while you're going through this open door, is you're going to hear people say, that's wrong, that's bad, you can't do this, you can't do that. And you're going to be feeling guilty on the way. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So this is just a journey on the open door. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to explain to you, yeah, is while you're going through this, you have to think to yourself, I fear no judgment, but what's from the Lord. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yeah.
Everything you're going through, remember everyone else is talking about it around you, but no one's talking it to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So by the time they're passing comments on you and judgments on you, and you feel like you're taking offence, remember they're only passing judgment on what they've heard and not what you've personally said. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm trying to explain to you, is what distracts people from the open door. And before they get to go through the open door on the way walking, they've already popped out the box and got slapped back in. So remember, that's delayed the journey. Now, it's when you realise, yeah, that I am everything, yeah, and anything I am not, I am nothing. Then you realise, yeah, how serious the situation is, yeah? So, heaven, yeah, is a state of mind, yeah, where basically all things you want is already in existence. So, an example of that, yeah, I told Keisha, yeah, even though you're in Peribar, I can still see the Statue of Liberty right there, and I can drive towards it. And even though it's not there, and I could be driving infinitely, the point is, where will that faith take me if I've believed that far? Does that make sense? And it's not going to make sense, but the point is, when someone thinks about something that they can make, and the tools that can bring it to existence, and then they put that into effect, that's how ordinary things come to pass. Now that obviously has to make sense.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, yeah, if I phone you on a new number and you don't save that new number, you might say, I've still got your number just because it's old. So I'm trying to explain to you how new adjustments come into play. And how every new thing, yeah, is first a question before acceptance. Yeah, so I'm not going to be speaking to you, Lulu, like, forever a year. So I want you to have your little side of the story as well.
You want me to what?
I want you to have your side of the story, give you an opportunity to speak.
I gave you my side. I explained it to you already. I told you wisdom and knowledge, and it's from within.
Oh, so what do you think of what I was saying?
What you say makes sense.
Because it has put me in the situation that I'm in. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I'm explaining to you, yeah, how I've come about all this situation. Yeah? So even though, yeah, you might have drawn back to your first conclusion with the wisdom and knowledge, yeah, if people ain't beginning, yeah, with the wisdom of God and the knowledge of God, I'm feeling bad. Because that's all I know. Everything else, it just comes with it because of that.
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, I've commented back on what you reversed your point to. Have you got any points about what I actually said during that 20 minutes or 10 minutes of speaking? Because you did, like, say, yeah, every couple now and then. You know what I mean? It sounded like you was listening.
Of course I was.
Anything stand out in your thoughts, what I said?
It's a lot to think about. It's a lot. I'm sitting here taking it all in and just thinking and saying, you know what, sometimes you think only a certain thought comes to your head, but then other people have got the same thought in their head.
That's why, yeah, I'm just, instead of having conversations like this with people, I've just been writing in my book, you get me? Because by the time I spoke it into existence, it's left me.
So why didn't you write it into your book long time?
My book, I've already got millions of writings in my book. I've got over 10,000 words.
Okay. So have you got someone to publish your book?
Well, basically, I feel like I want to bring my book, yeah, to the Parliament. You get me? And tell them that I want it to be law. And it needs to be added into a new book, yeah, the Living Testament. They need to understand, yeah, that I'm all up for King James. I'm all up for any version, yeah, that's to do with the Father, the Son, and the Ghost.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, yeah, I don't understand, yeah, why it shouldn't be acknowledged, because I'm not saying in any of this shit, Cordell Bailey is God. Or Cordell Bailey is the new Lord. At the end of the day, I'm continuing, yeah, what's going on. Do you get what I'm trying to explain to you? Now, by the time you've read Revelations, yeah, now there's a book of chords. And because I'm alive, I can keep people up to date, yeah, with what's going on. Yeah? The only thing that's going on is people need to wake up, live for themselves, and stop serving people that's not serving them. And what people need to do is start growing food and serving their community. There's nothing that money's doing for us here that we can't do for ourselves. We can make cars ourselves, yeah? Because at the end of the day, these people that get paid to make cars, do you really think they're going to sit in their head here and say, yo, I know how to make cars, but I'm not going to make a car? By the time you've made a car, yeah, for yourself, people are taking it off you, and you've made another one for yourself, they're taking it off you. Or they're going to say, can you make us all one? And then you're going to say, no, it's too hard. Then they're going to say, we will help you. Then everybody's learning for free. Come on, man. I am not available like that anymore, you know. How life can be so simple. I'm very aware of the golden age. Food is the last thing people need to be paying for. That's silly. Food does not come... I don't understand. If we're not paying to walk on grass, why would we be paying for food that's grown on grass?
But the thing is, our knowledge was stolen. But it wasn't stolen, we gave it away.
I know my knowledge wasn't stolen. I don't know where your knowledge was stolen from. But my knowledge, I still got my knowledge. I'm still improving that. And I still got the...
What I'm saying, that's why you should listen.
I ain't learned this from nowhere, though.
People think it's been stolen, but it hasn't. You see, people allow people to tell them you have to use a washing machine to wash clothes. You have to have a cooker to cook food. You have to go to a shop to buy food. You can plant your own damn food. Everything that you need to survive is there on the earth itself, naturally. You don't need a washing machine. You got two, and you can wash clothes yourself. You don't need a cooker. You can rub two sticks together and light fire and put a pot on them and cook your food. Do you know that a Dutch pot is made from red dirt in Manchester, in Jamaica? Do you know it's made from dirt?
Yeah, that's mad stuff.
That's what a Dutch pot's made from, you know.
That's mad.
You can plant your own everything you can eat, you can plant, and you can make it yourself. All these stuff they say we need, we don't need them. We didn't need them in the beginning because in the Stone Age they never had fridge, cooker, washing machine, dishwasher. They never had all that stuff, but they survived. So how did they survive without that stuff? You don't need them. You don't need them. There's natural things that you can use and preserve stuff. I even saw for the first time in my life salt being made. And the man going and scraping up, while the woman sweep up the salt from the puddle of water, because they have a specific place in Greece, and I see her sweep up the salt and got the natural salt from the water. And I'm saying, look, people don't know where nothing comes from. They don't know nothing. And they sit there and believe that, oh, you have to do this and you have to do that and this and that, and the telly, on the telly. The telly tells you anything, and it's the light telly. You don't need to be watching the telly and following the telly, because that ain't going to bring you nowhere. Your knowledge is within you. It's not on the TV screen. The TV screen is not your knowledge. The radio is not your knowledge. Your phone is not the knowledge. Your knowledge is within you already. Everything you need to survive on this earth was already here when you were born. But for some reason, people are searching for stuff. So, if they might search for something, you just give them in it. If they might look for something, you just give them in it.
Does make sense.
And then run with it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Okay.
Wow.
Everything you need is either already on this earth or within you. It's here already.
Well, I want you to start applying some self-healing to yourself by some powerful faith and prayer, alright?
All the time.
Right, I'm going to leave you to it, alright?
Alright then.
Alright, bye.